Hello and welcome. My name is Luke from Behind the Scene, and today we are chatting with Melbourne experimental singer, songwriter, guitarist, bassist, percussionist Taylar Paige. How are you, Taylor?
Hi, I'm brilliant. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good. It's a bit of a mouthful. Your title. You're a jack of all trades.
It is, yeah. It's a one woman band. I think they call me. So
And now the reason for our call today is that you've recently released your much anticipated debut EP, the Daydream. When
yes.
was that released?
So that was released a few weeks ago now, I think.
June
And
4th?
yeah, it's June 4th, is it? Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Reminded me when my own EP was done. Um, yeah, and I mean, it's been brewing for a while, and the first song that was actually released off the Daydream EP was Murder, and that was released a few years ago now. So there've been a compilation of songs that I've kind of been brewing for a while, and I'm just so excited to finally get it out because the response has been incredible.
Yeah, and I understand that you've got a really unique style of writing music. Is it true that you've got
Mm.
like a little book that you carry around with you and you scribble ideas and poems and stuff down whenever
I
inspiration strikes?
do, I do. Everyone thinks I'm a dinosaur because I don't write anything in my phone. I am, you know, straight to the book and always have a pen in my hand. It's just I feel it's easier to get the thoughts out that way, and inspiration can strike in the most odd of places. Most of my songs come to me when I'm in transit. So if I'm in a packed train and I'm heading to work or from work, that's where a lot of the songs will come to me. So I'll have to get my book out and quickly scribble it down before I forget it all. So yeah, I make sure that I carry that book around with me all the time because I would hate to have an idea and then it to kind of be lost in another stream of consciousness and then never remember it again. So yes,
Yeah, you
bring
got to
that book with me
you got to
everywhere.
you got to strike when the iron's hot, I guess. So,
Definitely, yes.
and what were some of the themes behind the EP?
So a lot of the themes kind of stream from, I guess, different layers of consciousness and different layers of reality. So it kind of, I guess, pushes people to question, why are we here? Is this our only reality? Can I push my mind further than what I think I can? And a lot of those themes stream off from things like lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis. And most of the songs are actually quite metaphorical. Um, and I think that allows me to kind of take the lyrics as far as I can and kind of push those boundaries and, yeah, just get people questioning everything and questioning the different layers of reality that we live in.
That's yeah. I think more and more people are getting into the whole lucid dreaming and controlling what you do during your dreams and exploring consciousness a lot more. So it's
Yeah.
it's definitely like an expanding topic, but something that we don't really know much about. So
Mm.
it's it's really really cool. I understand that the way you create your music, not so much the lyrics, but the way you create your music is a little bit different. True that you start
Mm.
off with like a bass.
Yeah, definitely. I pretty much start all of my songs on bass because I just feel like it's kind of easier to drive the song that way. Like once I've got a bass line in my head, I kind of just pop that out, and then the lyrics and the guitar will follow afterwards. But the bass the bass pretty much drives all of the music in relation to the Daydream EP, definitely.
And how long did it take you to put the writings together, like the lyrics together with the music, and get the whole EP formulated?
So the lyrics, oh, for each song, they normally come to me within a day because if I've got the idea there, then it's only a matter of time before the rest of the words and the song spills out. In terms of the music, that took a few months. It was a lot of nights spent in the home studio, just kind of experimenting with different bass tones and different guitar licks, and just seeing what worked really. Um, it's a bit funny because I actually can't read music. So if someone asks for, the chords or tabs to my songs, I would be dumbfounded. All, all of my music is just, it's written by ear and through just trial and error and a lot of experimentation. So it's why a lot of the songs hold kind of a special spot for me, because there's no set structure to them. They've all just kind of been weird experimentations when I've been left alone with a bass or a guitar.
And you just, yeah, it's just come out naturally, which I think is good, because
Yeah,
if you look at music structure too much, it starts to sound a lot like everybody else's music, because everyone's using the same
yes,
formulas. And it,
yeah, definitely.
was there any songs that you sort of like, that you recall that you really struggled with to get the music for it right, or something that was really difficult to work through with the EP?
Hmm. Oh, that is a good question. Um, I would probably have to say Metamorphosis was I think I struggled with that the most to put music to, because it was such, I believe it was such a strong poem just by itself, because all the songs did start off as poems and they were originally just kind of meant for my viewing, but then push came to shove and I decided to put it into a collection and add music to it. But with Metamorphosis, because it was, I guess, quite confronting and really strong just lyrically, as I was adding music to it, I felt like I was kind of cheating the depth of the poem in a way. Um, so that's why it kind of starts off quite minimal, and it's not, I guess, not as heavy musically as the other songs. Um, all the instruments are kind of kept quite separate until the very end, so it's very much a progressive song. Mm.
Yeah, I guess with all the songs originating from poems, you don't want to suffocate the lyrics, because they are so important to the
Yeah,
music as well. It's not, some songs can probably have a bit of a better balance
yeah,
than others, but with Metamorphosis, you probably want those lyrics to breathe a little bit more and have their own space.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
And I've heard that you joined forces with the Melbourne-based producer Bo McKee to help bring your vision
Yes,
to life. How was it working with Bo?
yes. Bo has this way of understanding me even when I talk in complete gibberish. So I could not be making sense at all and say, hey, I want the bass to sound like it's kind of underwater, but not really. And you're listening from the outside and kind of with an 80s vibe. And he'll just be like, yeah, I got it. And boom, he'll just whip up this tone. That was exactly what I was thinking about. But yeah, he's been amazing. The studios, it's probably my favorite place to be, because nothing really compares to that feeling of watching a small idea transform into a big piece of art. And yeah, so Bo recorded, produced, mixed, and mastered each song off the Daydream EP, and I definitely don't think the songs would sound the way they do if it wasn't for him. He really encapsulated the idea that I had from the beginning.
And where did you guys record? You were saying you got a home studio, but is that where you guys recorded?
No, so I did all the pre-pro in my home studio, and we recorded at Bo's studio in Ringwood, a bit further down. Yeah.
That's really cool. And so you played every instrument on the Daydream EP?
Yes, yeah. Every instrument apart from uh, the lead guitar in Morning. It's actually a funny story behind that. Bo and I were recording Morning one day, and we just popped out for lunch because we needed a break. We were getting a little bit stuck with the guitar because I know that I wanted something else with it, something that I don't think I could do. I'm like, oh, we really should find a really cool guitar player to come and lay some tracks down. And we were walking to get lunch, and we bumped into Lachlan Monty, and he's an incredible guitarist. He used to play guitar in Make Them Suffer, and now he's just started a new band called Bad Love, which are absolutely incredible. And it was just by coincidence that we bumped into him on the street, and he's like, "What are you guys doing today?" I'm like, "Well, how do you feel about playing some guitar on a track?" And he's like, "Cool, where do I sign up?" So
That's
we
incredible.
kidnapped Monty and brought him back to the studio, and he laid down that the lead guitar for Morning, which comes through really beautifully in the song.
That's incredible. That's like one of those. Yeah, that's so cool. That's such a cool little behind the
One of
scene.
those like movie moments that
Yeah,
you'd never think would happen in real life, but it's just yeah. Don't
yeah,
know where the universe just decided to pop in that moment in time, but I am extremely grateful.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
that
couldn't
was
have.
that was a great day.
Yeah, that's like a, yeah, exactly like a movie moment. You're like, that would never happen. You just run into
No,
somebody on the
no,
street and such
never.
an excellent guitarist, and just like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, you want to play music? You want to play this guitar for us? Yeah, sure
Like
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
that's
I'm not doing
incredible.
anything else today.
And so you've got two music videos up.
Yep.
The music videos are for Transient and Morning. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about those experience behind recording those two video clips?
Yeah. So Morning was the first music video that I put out, and it was extremely experimental for me. I had never, kind of tampered in the dance space at all. But for some reason, when I was thinking of this this single, I'm like, hey, I want to add a dance music video to this, and everyone's like, oh, okay, all right, how are you going to do that? So, I I wanted to personify sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming, and because it is a song about transcending the boundaries of reality and the dream state, I personified that with two other dancers that were kind of pushing and pulling me and almost using me as a puppet. And it's a really strong video because the choreography is just really really different and amazing, and was actually done by the two dancers that are part of the clip. And it's done in this empty room with some kind of cool grey tones. And personally, I believe the choreography and the music video itself challenges the idea that we're in control of our mind body and almost suggests a higher power at force. And in relation to the lyrics, it kind of signifies the fact that we're all still sleeping, and we'll be trapped as puppets of our own environment until we kind of break free from that struggle.
Yeah, and whereabouts did you guys actually go to record the video clip? I've actually seen the both video clips, and yeah, I was gonna ask you about those two dances, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's really, now that you explain, I really understand um what those two dances were
Mm,
personifying. That's the word I was looking
yeah.
for. So yeah, where
Yeah.
did you go to record that?
Yeah. So it was actually at this really old abandoned meat factory in
Oh wow.
Carlton. Yeah. So it was kind of a bit chilling and really morbid inside there. But yeah, it was such a fun space, and we really had the room to kind of move around and do what we wanted with the choreography. So yeah, it was really great. The funny thing is I wanted to kind of make our bodies look a bit roughed up and damaged and bruised,
Yeah.
but I had forgotten to get some like charcoal powder to put on our bodies. So funnily enough, I had that teeth whitening charcoal powder paste that
Toothpaste.
everyone's been buying. So that was what we used on the day, and that worked perfectly fine. So yeah, fun fact behind the scenes.
Yeah, actually, I do remember that from the video clip. Everyone did seem a little bit like dirty and roughed up. So yeah, it
Yeah,
only worked the treat.
yeah, definitely did.
And can you tell us a little bit about Transient?
Yeah, so I think Transient's probably my favorite track on the EP, and I guess I wrote it to explore that kind of annoying itch under your skin that contests, the reason why we're here and the validity of our existence. And I really don't think it's healthy to stay in one place your whole life. Life is about moving, growing, learning, and making mistakes. And one of my favorite lines in the song is, God has crooked teeth and the devil the straightest smile. And that actually brought the song, uh, illustrating the fact that what we're taught isn't necessarily what is true. We need to acknowledge that we know nothing, and that everything we think we know has been twisted, warped, and written by the victor. And in the song, I wanted to explain the struggle of trying to fit into a society that's already been predetermined. You know, it's go to school, buy a house, settle down, get married, have kids, and the wooden blocks in that song represent that struggle, because you think that that wooden cube is going to fit through the circle, but it just doesn't. And it's about the frustration and the anger, and then later on the acceptance of realizing that, you know, there's no set structure to obtain happiness, and there's no promise of fulfillment in another. So we shouldn't, you know, be readying our graves to fit us and, you know, the partner that we choose to live our life with, because reality is pretty much filtered according to the lens that views it. So I guess the kind of underlying message in Transient is that we should question everything.
Yeah, and it was really cool that the video showed people in different stages of their lives as well. So it's like a constant
Yeah,
lifelong struggle to try and work this out. And
yeah. Fun fact about the music video. That's my entire family.
oh wow, that's
So
really cool.
yeah, I'm like, how am I going to find, you know, three women in different stages of their life? And I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. I have a niece, a sister, and a mum. I guess that'll work. And the man who's holding the blocks at the start, those kind of warped hands, those are actually my dad's, because he's a furniture maker, and he made those timber blocks for the music video. So I thought it'd be fitting for him to kind of, you know, be the one that hands them to the baby at the start.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool. That's
yeah,
really
they all
really
did
cool.
such a great job. It was a really fun day.
And where did you shoot that?
Actually, that was at my family home, so that was the
Oh
home I
wow.
grew up in,
Oh,
and it
that's
was
really
just,
cool.
yeah, in different parts of the house, and I really wanted to do it there because I feel like it tied in with the lyrics of the song as well, because that's kind of where I began, like in that house I began to question everything. You know, why do we do this, why do we do that? And I think I wanted to show the different stages of my life in that house as well, but, you know, not use myself kind of projected onto someone else.
Yeah, yeah. And who directed the video clips?
So both of the video clips were directed, filmed, and also creatively directed by this incredible man called Fabrizio. His full name's Fabrizio Evans, and he actually started off as my photographer. We did a few photo shoots together, and it was all kind of just fun, and, like, you know, a few fashion stuff for my music. And I loved his work so much that I thought, hey, do you want to film a music video? And he had never done one before at all. So those were his two first music videos, and I mean, I think they speak for themselves. He did an absolutely incredible job with them. He's a wizard behind the lens, I call him.
Yeah, you definitely did hit out of the park out on both of those. Um,
Mm.
yeah, it's cool that you even you employed your family in
Yeah,
the music video, and then like Fabrizio was your photographer. Now he's doing your music video as well. So it's kind of like a big
yeah,
family affair kind of thing.
yeah. It is. It's kind of like forced my forced my family to be a part of this, which is, no, it is really nice. It's yeah, it's kind of, you know, got my little support crew, and yeah, I love that they're involved in the music video, and I think my niece is either going to hate or love me when she turns 18 to know that I used her for my music purposes. We'll see.
And can you tell us a little bit about your own personal journey through music? How did you get started, and what drove you?
Yeah. So I actually started off in a band when I was 18. I played bass and sang in a local metalcore band called Rejuvenate, and that was a really fun time in my life, because I had always dreamed of playing music in a band and playing shows in Melbourne, but just didn't really have the confidence to do it. And my friend at uni actually came up and noticed that I played a little bit of guitar here and there and sang, and asked me to join the band. And we played for a few incredible years, and they were, you know, some of the most amazing years of my life, because I really enjoyed sharing the stage with other people. And it wasn't until I moved to London that I kind of kickstarted my solo career, because I had never really had the confidence or the drive to do music on my own. It was always kind of an idea that I wanted to share with others. But as I was living in London, I met this other musician who would later produce the very, very first EP that I put out. And he actually convinced me to go and play a solo show. And I was absolutely terrified to do that. I didn't think I could at all, but this man, his name's Steve Gilmore, he really gave me the confidence to do that. And I played I played a show in England, just my guitar and I just playing some songs, and it nothing really compared to that feeling. I realized from that moment that I really wanted to pursue music on my own and see what I could do with it. And yeah, I really haven't looked back since.
Yeah, that's really cool. And can you tell us a little bit about your personal musical influences? I've read that you've got Maynard James Keenan, Morrissey, and Dallas Green. Who
Yeah.
else inspires you?
Oh, I think Maynard takes up a very large proportion of my inspiration. All of his bands, you know, Tool, Pucifer, and A Perfect Circle, really acted as, you know, the driving factor between, you know, writing music, writing lyrics, and just the whole musical process. Um, I think some other bands that really kind of influenced me and inspired me are Black Sabbath. They're they're definitely a big one for me. And lately, I've really been getting into like stoner rock. So I cannot stop listening to Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats and Cadaver. They're just they're ones that I've got on repeat right now. Um, but yeah, I think in terms of, you know, bands or artists that drive me to do what I do, they're all kind of really alternative, progressive metal artists. So yeah, I really like to kind of stay within that space and, you know, be a little bit more experimental. But yeah, that's kind of the background of the bands that I like and what have, you know, the bands that have driven me.
No, that's really cool. And can you tell us a bit about your onstage performance? So you're obviously a solo artist. I
Hmm.
understand you employ a loop station while you're on stage. Is there any other artists on the stage with you playing drums and stuff like that behind?
No, there's just me. As well, there's yeah myself, my bass, my guitar, my acoustic guitar, my loop station, and my little Kion. However, I am playing the Daydream EP release show with Blacklist. So they're an incredible local band, and they'll actually be forming my band for when I play the Daydream EP release show. So they'll be playing music, and I'll just be up there singing, which will be very different to my normal shows because it, you know, I've kind of gotten used to being up there just with my loop station and really carrying it on my own. But I'm really excited to be sharing the stage with a band again, and yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it'd be like the old times.
Yeah, definitely.
And when is that Daydream official release show?
So it's on July 25th, which is a Thursday evening at 7:30, and it'll be at the Top in town in Melbourne, which is on Swanston Street. Yeah. Well, one thing that I did forget to mention about the launch show is that 100% of the artists' take from the ticket sales, they'll be donated to the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre.
That's an awesome cause, and that's an awesome way to do it as well for a launch show. You know, you're
Yeah.
giving back. You're not just like, oh yeah, come and pay me to play my music. Like you're giving
Yeah.
back to the community as well. That's really cool. Awesome, awesome. And
Yeah.
what's next for you? What's up after the launch show? Are you planning any more shows afterwards, or getting back to writing, or what's next?
To future shows, I would really love to play some more towards the end of the year. But I think after this EP launch show, I might get stuck back into writing and see if I can throw out a few more singles before the end of the year. So yeah, we'll see.
Have you got any shout outs or plugs? Where can people find the EP, and any shout outs?
So you can find the Daydream EP on all major platforms worldwide. So Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, iTunes, all of them. And I would just like to give a shout out to Joshua Westwick, who's the vocalist of Blacklist and is an amazing man. And pretty much inspires me to do what I do every day. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Taylor. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to have this chat with me. And yeah, all the best with the launch show and your continuing writing and everything. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Luke.
Thanks so
It's
much.
been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.